Hello. Today I would like to present how you can extend the data model of enterprise maps. So all the artifacts defined in enterprise maps can be extended. You can create a new artifact type, or you can add some properties to existing artifacts. So what you are gonna need in order to do that. So I have my instance of enterprise maps running, and you need to install the Workbench tool, uh, which is used for the extensions to build the extension of the data model. Workbench tool can be downloaded from the live network. So here is the page, and in the content catalog you can find the content for Enterprise Maps Workbench. So the address is here. That's the initial page, and if you go to content catalog, you can find there a lot of useful content. So here you can download the Enterprise Maps Workbench tool, extract it because it's a zip file, and run it. Once you do that, you have something like this. So here you can create new extension project, and here you need to specify your platform home and folder for extensions. So inside every Enterprise Maps installation there is extensions folder. This is my installation folder of Enterprise Maps, and here are the extensions. This is the place from which the tools are taking the extensions, so it's good to keep it here so you don't need to copy the extension project manually. So again, you define the platform home and the extensions folder, which is inside the platform home. You can define the server, which again, using this server, you then can synchronize some information with the server and take this information from the runtime. So I have the server on username. Let's save the password. And now usually you are creating the extensions from scratch, but you can edit the existing extension if you already created one, or you can make a new extension on top of some existing. So, but in our case right now we are choosing the create new extension project from scratch. Here we have to name it somehow. We can put there the description. Otherwise, I wouldn't care much about the namespace or URI, which needs to be unique inside the enterprise maps. But if you are doing it for the first time, you don't need to care about it. If you are more advanced users, you already know what this is about. Available extension at the beginning. There is inside every default installation of enterprise maps there is the extension which is named core, and this extension basically contains the default out of the box data model. So we can keep it like this. This is the project name, and we can click on finish. It will take a while until the project is created. Workbench tool, it's based on Eclipse platform, and it's used for various things, and one of them is the data model extension. So once the project is created, you will see it here in the Extension Explorer structure, and the server will be here in the Server Explorer. So if you open the structure, you can see multiple nodes. For us, what is interesting are the artifact types, which is the hierarchical structure where every artifact there is the inheritance. So there is some root artifact type from which all the others are inheriting some information. And if we open, let's say, application component, we can see there are the subtypes, and it will also open the detail of the application component artifact. So if you want to observe the properties of the artifact, then you have to switch down here to properties, and you can see all the attributes which are defined on this artifact type. There are also some property groups, and there are also inherited groups and properties from root or parent artifact types. So in this case, it's the application layer artifact type from which it inherits a couple of other attributes. This is also useful. So looking at this structure, you can observe the details of the data model, which might be very useful, for example, when you are working with the spreadsheets. And you need to know how to name the columns in the spreadsheet, because the names are based on the properties. So then it's handy, for example, if you double click on the alias property, you can see the name which is represented here in the local name edit box, how you should name the spreadsheet column in order to fill this attribute during the import. Okay, and now practically what you can do with it. So you can create new artifact type. So if you click on the artifact, it's good to use the inheritance. So it's always good to inherit from some existing artifact type. So if you click on it, you can click on new and artifact type. It will open such a dialog where the artifact type has to have some name. So demo artifact. Collection display name, it means what you will see in the UI. Package is the group or where it will be placed. Extends, it's good to define the artifact which it will be extending. So let's take, in our case, the application component. Okay, and that's more or less everything what you need. So let's go next. Here you in case of, again, here is the collection name. So this is the information which you need, for example, for the spreadsheet import, how to name the spreadsheet or the tab inside the how to name the sheet inside the Excel file in order to import the values into this artifact, and then you click on finish. It will do the magic, and here we have our demo artifact. So it's basically let's say some sort of copy of the application component, and now you can play with the properties and specify what is specific for this artifact, which is the purpose why you have created it and why you were not able to reuse the application components. So you can define the new attributes which will be specific for the demo artifact. So clicking on new, you can choose from three options: primitive property, taxonomy property, or relationships property. So the primitive property, it's basically the simple attribute, which is like demo name. So it's like name, not description, but it could be even the version, it could be anything. It's just the property type. Here you have a couple of types. So it could be Boolean for the checkboxes. It could be datetime property. It could be encrypted password, some integer number. It could be name value pair. I would use personally a taxonomy for it. It could be plain text property, which is property like name. It could be text area, which is like description. So let's choose the plain text property and we are done. Then you can play with the cardinality, whether it's required, optional, or multiple. So here the best practice is that in case you are creating a new artifact type, you can even specify the required attributes. But if you are editing existing artifact type which is already used, the recommendation is to use only optional, because if you specify completely new attribute which will be required, then basically nobody or all the existing data needs to be updated in order to fill this attribute with some value in order to be able to work further with the artifact. So we have our property here. Let's take a look at the taxonomy properties. So taxonomy consists of key value pairs. So before I create the taxonomy property, let's take a look how it works. So here in the structure you can see even the taxonomies. So as I already mentioned, the Workbench tool can be used for several use cases, not just for the data model extension. One of them is the management of the taxonomies. So taxonomies are the key value pairs in a hierarchy. So we can see what are the taxonomies available in the core extension. So let's take a look, for example, at the countries. It will open the taxonomy, and here at the bottom, similarly to properties of the artifact type, we can see the categories. And here you can see the structure. And then in the application, you can browse this structure and use the values and add the values to the artifacts. It's whenever you see the add category, you can select from this, and after you assign some categories, you can search according to the values. So this is what is good on taxonomies. And for example in the here is our demo application, new, comparing to key value pair property type, which is name value pair. I would suggest to use the taxonomies instead of this, and the reason is that the taxonomies can be easily updated without the server restart. But if you specify the new values for the name value pair, you need to apply new extension, and it's always a problematic. In taxonomies, you can also predefine the values, so it's easier for the users to choose from the list of the values, so you are not solving the typo issues and stuff like that. And basically also, last but not least, the application is ready for using the taxonomies in the way that you can easily search according these attributes and stuff like that. So if I choose to create a taxonomy property, then it will demo taxonomy property. Now I have to choose which taxonomy I would like to use. So usually, in most cases, you will be creating a new taxonomy. So you click on create. So taxonomy name, demo taxonomy. Finish and finish. And we have our, here we have our demo taxonomy property. And we were automatically switched to the taxonomy because basically we have the taxonomy, but we don't have the values. So we have to switch to categories and define the structure using the add next, add child. So value A, you can select whether the value is disabled. Sometimes this is used if you want to basically deprecate some value. So it's already used by the data, but you don't want any new artifact to be able to use it. Finish, add child, value AA, finish, add next, value B, finish. And in this way, you will simply define the hierarchy, the tree structure of the taxonomy. On the overview page, you can also define the display format, whether because the taxonomy, it's key value pairs. So you can see this is the name value B, and in the brackets you can see the value. So on the taxonomy, in the taxonomy settings, you can set how this taxonomy will be displayed in the UI, whether you will see the names, values, name with value in brackets, name with parents, and the value in the brackets, multiple options here. So this was how we define the taxonomy property on the demo artifact. You can, of course, let me just close the notes here. You can, of course, extend in very similar way. You can extend the existing artifact. So in case there is something missing on the application component, you can add this new attribute or property even to the existing artifacts. That's not a problem. So you can just be sure that if you are editing the artifact type which has some child artifacts under its hierarchy, then you need to understand that the new attribute will be inherited automatically even or propagated automatically to the sub artifacts, which is sometimes useful. So if you, for example, want to add some attribute which is crucial for you and you want to apply it to all artifact types, then it's very easy because you can add it to the artifact type here, and you are sure that it will be propagated it will be everywhere. So once you, in this way, you will build something what we call extension. So let's save it, save the taxonomy, And now we have to build the extension. So in the file menu, there is the build extension. And as you can see, it will ask you for the directory where the extension should be built, and it will offer you the extension location which you specify during the creation of the extension project. So my recommendation is again to use the extensions directory in the Enterprise Maps installation directory. And even here I would recommend to save the extension file here. The extension file is a jar file. So click save and you are done. So once you build your extension, you should apply it to the Enterprise Maps instance. So how to do that? It's described here on our slide from our training materials. Is the customization part 1, and there is this slide which tells you how to do that. So once you build the extension, here you copy the extension files to extensions directory. So that we already done because we specified the correct directory in the extensions project. You have to stop the EM instance in case of virtual appliance. This is the command hp stop. What is recommended and what is the best practice for the production environment is to perform a data backup. It's quite time consuming, but just to be on a safe side, it's really recommended to back up the data before you apply the extension, because simply you never know what could happen. So it's better than to lose the data. So this is the command. There is the export tool. We will specify -- image and the zip file, and it will simply back up the system. Then you can apply the extension. So using the setup tool, you can either use the UI of the setup tool and choose the apply extension option, or you can run it from the command line using -c--n apply extension parameter, and it will do it in a silent mode. Again, and then once it is applied, you can start the instance again, and you will see your extensions applied in the system. The apply extension operation, it takes a while to apply the extension, because basically the database schema needs to be updated, and it takes some time. So just be patient. Usually the extensions are it's not something what you do every day, neither a week or a month. It's like you do it once, twice, 3 times at the beginning before you set up the Enterprise Maps product according to your needs, and then there are not many occasions when you should do the new extensions and update the database model. What is more common is that you are updating the taxonomies, you are creating new taxonomies, and then the situation is simple, because with the taxonomies it's possible to import them from the server, and on the taxonomy you can update the taxonomy on the server during the runtime. You don't need to even stop the server. So it's very easy to add the new categories, create new taxonomies. So it's a little bit different, but with the extensions and updating the artifact types, adding new artifact types, is a little bit more complicated. So once you apply the extension, you can very easily check in the product that the extension was really applied. And if you click here at the left bottom corner to About, and there is a hidden link, which is the product information. The product information is a link, so if you click on it, It will lead here and you will see all the extensions which were applied, and here is our demo extension 1.0. So this is how you can easily extend the data model of enterprise maps using the Workbench tool. Thank you for watching.